Hey, so every year when winter comes around, many people are just panicked about their car, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, what does winter look like for my car?" We're going to talk about what did we say? I've already forgotten. Let's just do another. Let's just do another take on that. So 5 things that are important. I want to do that again.
Go for it.
We're going to talk about tire traction, just for safety. We're going to talk about the battery that you have in your car. We're going to talk about headlights, so you can be seen. We're going to talk about windshield wipers, so you can see. And we're going to talk about coolant, just so that you don't freeze something in your car. If you're not going to pay any attention to any other parts of your car, at least go out in your driveway, look at your car yourself, and wonder, how is the shape of these things? And do I need help with them, or can I do them myself? So as far as tires are concerned for winter, the main thing is traction. Everybody wants to go, 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 and you need to be able to get out of your driveway if you have a steep driveway. You need to come to a stop at the bottom of that steep driveway, possibly. If it's icy, you need good tires. And you also need to be able to stop just in, maybe you're doing 40 miles an hour and all of a sudden you have rain or slush or hydroplaning, those kind of scenarios, to where typically the deeper tread tires are going to give you the best chances of stopping in the right amount of distance. All right, and we did a video just a few videos back that you can take a look at and just get the obvious flyover of how to check your tires and see the condition. So we're just actually getting an oil change and some brand new tires on this Corolla, and let's check the battery on this one. This sticker right here is an age of when the battery was built. So it was built in November of 19. So just some quick math with that, 4 years old. And this is the corrosion that we're looking at right here. It's on the hold down. The terminals actually look pretty good. So as long as they're getting good contacts and there's nothing wrong with these, she's probably not having any problems. I will tell you that the lady that owns this car does not drive very often. She drives once a week. She stays in Welch's. She doesn't leave to go into Sandy very often. And this car's had a tradition of battery issues from years ago. It looks like it's got a less watt battery in it. It's doing its job. But one of the things I'll encourage her on is making sure she's driving her car often enough to keep her battery charged up. Because we have a lot of customers that live up here that really don't need to get off the mountain too much. And sure, those batteries kind of live a hard life. They like
How much should people be driving?
Oh, cars like to drive every day. Look at this corrosion right here. That's just a science experiment starting to happen. And that's from liquid and fumes and stuff just seeping out of these vents. And eventually that forms on any metal surface it can find. As far as lights are concerned, it seems like the obvious thing is so that you can see. And you want to be able to see deer that are off in the ditch, getting ready to jump out in front of your lane. Or you have just the ability to know what's happening in the next 2 or 3 or 5 seconds of what you're driving into. But as equally important is so that people can see you. If you see the haze on this lens right here is just hazed out. This is a really good candidate to actually, we would sand this with about 3 or 4 levels of sandpaper, and then finally get it into a polished state where it'd be as shiny as this surface up here. The wiper blades that we're doing on this Corolla are not actually horrible, and that's kind of a good time to replace them. Sometimes people wait till there's a problem to replace them, Everything's working fine right up until they freeze to the windshield, and then the next morning you forgot you left your windshield wipers on from the night before, and it rips the rubber strip right off the end of it. Now you've got a day where you're supposed to be driving to work, and you can't see out of your driver's side window because your wiper blade's missing, or ripped in half. So windshield wipers are a deal breaker. We've seen people come in the middle of snowstorms where even if their linkage fails, all of a sudden you'd think you could get by, but you can't get by. When it's snowing, you don't have windshield wipers, you're kind of done. So keeping your defroster system working good, keeping clear windshield wipers, and a good windshield with not too many cracks in it, super important. As far as coolant is concerned, that's probably the number one thing that you should have checked, because it's such an expensive price to pay if you don't. And if the coolant in your car is too thinned out with water, or it's not in good enough condition because it's 7 or 8 years old, then your car could freeze at 32 and below, 28 degrees outside. Your engine's starting to actually form ice cubes inside of it. Your heater core, all the tubes with coolant in them, they all start to get compromised, and then you'll break an engine or break a radiator. So what we'll see sometimes is somebody that's kind of skating through summertime and maybe just topping off their coolant system with water, that's diluting the amount of coolant that's in the car. Now we're getting into October, November, that really freezing cold day in January that everybody was predicting, but it showed up all of a sudden. And now your car's got 80% water in it and 20% coolant, or even worse. You know, we just picked out 5 things that are obvious deal breakers. If any of those things fail, you're going to have a rough day. But if you can keep those things and a few others going, that's great. If you have any questions that we can answer at our shop, or maybe you need to get your car in for a service, or maybe the brakes checked, obviously we can help you with all that stuff. And then, as always, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe to our video if you can, or our channel. Appreciate that. Thank you.